I bought this Anycubic Kobra X refurbished off of eBay for just $199, and today we're finding out if it's a hidden gem or a total disaster. We're going to put it head to head against the Kobra S1 Combo. Today we're going to compare the print speeds and filament waste between this Kobra X and the Kobra S1 with the combo unit. We're going to see if that $199 refurbished printer is worth your time or not. Okay, first, let's go over a little basic review of the Kobra X. We'll move Deadpool out of the way. We'll get to him later. The printer has your basic 260 millimeter cubed print volume. It is a bed slinger, so that means that the bed moves back and forth, the print head moves left and right, and the entire carriage will move up as you print something. It has a very easy to use touch screen. I did print this little frame. This is one of the things I printed on it. It's a little frame that goes around the edge of the touchscreen, and it includes a holder for one nozzle. It does come with a 0.4 millimeter hardened steel nozzle as standard, which is a pretty good upgrade. It allows you to run reinforced filaments like carbon fiber reinforced or wood or glow in the dark. Those tend to be abrasive and really wear out a standard brass nozzle quickly. The interesting thing about the Kobra X is it has, on the print head, it says the Ace Gen 2. It's an entirely different situation on changing multicolor, multi-material filaments. Typically on any printer, even the venerable Bamboo A1, the Kobra S1, the Kobra 3 Max that I have, typically if you're going to have multiple colors, you have to have a separate box on your desk or above it, somewhere else, that's connected to it that houses all your filaments. And every time it changes filaments, you have to retract the current color. Let's just say in this example, we were printing red. We have to cut the red filament off, pull it back out of the print head, and then the unit has to feed the white filament in, and there's still red filament that was melted that's still in the nozzle. So it has to go over here to the side, and it'll push then the red filament out with white filament. They've determined that it takes X number of seconds to retract the filament. It takes X number of seconds to feed the new filament. Then once it's fed in, they need to push it out the nozzle for X number of seconds to make sure that all of the old color gets pushed out. In this case, it would have been red, and that the new color is completely coming out. So there's not any red left. There's not any mixing. So that on a typical 3D printer with AMS on a Bamboo Labs or the Ace Pro or Ace Pro 2 on an Anycubic printer, it can take a lot of time because they have to back up quite a ways, and the distance between the cutter, which this is the cutter, and the tip of the nozzle tends to be longer. So one thing that Anycubic came out with a new technology on the Kobra X is the distance from the tip of the nozzle to the filament cutter has been shortened, and all of the filament changing takes place right in the top of the extruder. We're going to do a comparison today between these little Deadpools. I think these are called chibis. I have no idea. The one with the broken katanas, that's printed on the Kobra S1. After it got done printing, I was in a big hurry and forgot all about his little katanas in the back, started ripping off support material and broke them. Now the print quality between the two printers, as I said, the chibi, the Deadpool with the katanas, is off of Kobra X. And broken katanas is Kobra S1. As you can see, the print quality is virtually the same. Maybe you're over 50. Maybe you're looking to get into 3D printing and learn more about it, learn what printer you should buy first, or maybe you've got a printer, you're looking for a second one. The surprising part of this is the amount of time, the difference in the amount of time and the amount of filament waste generated by these two prints. But in the meantime, if you find this video interesting, please consider going down right below, hit the like button, and then if you would like to learn more or see more videos from me in the future, hit that subscribe button. Back to kind of a short review of the Kobra X. So the Kobra X has 4 filament holders above it. It's nice and compact. It doesn't, like I said, it doesn't have a box sitting on the table. It does have a 4-color print head built in. You don't need any other equipment. I'll post a card up here with a link to my unboxing and setup video. It's not super in depth, but this is one of the easiest printers I've ever had to put together, set up, and get it running. It took really less than an hour. Got 4 filament feeders. We will go into the filament. We'll hit number 1. We'll unload it. I'll show you how easy it is to load. But if you use Anycubic branded filaments, it has tag reader. It can read the tags on Anycubic spools. Unfortunately, the 3D industry is very fragmented, very gatekeeperish, and they put things behind the walls. So Anycubic printers can only read Anycubic filaments. Bamboo printers can only read bamboo printers. Maybe one day, if this community gets together and we pressure them enough, maybe one day you can read any kind of filament with a tag on it. In the meantime, we're waiting for the printer to heat up. It's going to heat up. It's going to cut the filament off, and then I'm going to have to roll it up by hand. If it had a filament box, the filament box would rewind the roll. But that's one of the cost-saving areas that Anycubic focused on, and it's really not that big of a deal. Doesn't take that much time. Okay, it says now the filament is unloaded. We're going to go back. We're going to then just reach up here and spin the spool backwards. You can see the filament through the tube. So as it comes up close, you want to catch it so it just doesn't unroll on the spindle. All right, so there's my filament. It's a red PLA. One thing I like to do is take these cutters and cut the end of the filament off at about a 45-degree angle. One of my first prints I did was this little holder that just slides into this slot on top of the printer. Very simple print. Took, I think, 20 minutes to print. And it holds the cutters right there. It's nice to have them close by and handy. We could just stick this up here, push the filament down. The printer will sense it, and then it'll basically ask us over here to tell what type of filament and what color we're loading. So if you want to load filament by hand, the top line is the type, and you see it supports multiple types of filament. PLA, PLA high speed, PLA plus, PLA silk, PLA matte, PLA metal, PLA carbon fiber, PLA marble, PLA galaxy, PLA glow, PETG carbon fiber, PC, PVA, TPU, TPU 95A, TPU for ACE, ASA, ABS, PA, PET carbon fiber, PA6 carbon fiber, PA6 carbon fibers on there twice, I don't know why, PC carbon fiber, PC GF, and PAHT carbon fiber. That's a lot. Then if you are loading it by hand, you can pick what color it is. But it also, you can put in any color by its hex code, which is really nice. So if you're using non-Anycubic filaments or some really cool color, and you want to be able to see it on the printer and know which one's which, you can put in your own custom color codes. But since this has a tag on it, we can hit roll 1 and say RFID tag. And now it says, please gently touch the reading area of the printer with the label of the Anycubic filaments or try to slowly rotate. So we'll start recognition. The print bed moves out of the way to give us room for the roll. I can see where the tag is. It's over here. When it beeps, it means it read the tag. So now we hang the filament on the hook, and then just feed the filament back down through the tube. And again, you're just pushing it. There's no feeder, but again, that's money in your pocket. All right, then you can see the filament is down into the print head. You just keep pushing, it'll stop, and the printer will beep. Oh, it didn't beep that time, but it did flash and turn red. Most of the time that I've loaded it, it should beep when it's done. I don't know why it didn't, but it did turn red, so it has loaded red PLA in roll 1. The printer is pretty well protected. There's only small gaps, which may or may not be a problem in the future. If you ever get any debris down in there you want to clean out or to do maintenance. Same thing for your Z-axis screws. You can get to them, and it has a linear rail on your X-axis, which holds the print head securely. I have had the print head apart. I wanted to see how it works. There's videos online. Anycubic has a very detailed wiki. If you've never done anything like this, it can be daunting, but it wasn't really that hard at all to take it off. It was super easy. Get it back on. It was easy. All in all, I think this is a well-built printer. I haven't printed a whole lot with it. I'll keep posting updates as I put more and more print hours on it, run more and more spools of filament through it. Some of the first things I did print over here on the print head, this, let me move this out of the way. This is a poop deflector where the print head will drop a filament ball as it's purging. This is what a filament ball or poop ball looks like. It's two colors because it's, like I said, it's pushing the old color out and then priming the new color. So it would tend to be spring loaded and fling this over here. So this is just a little deflector. So when it hits this, it'll drop down in the bucket. This is a small poop bucket that I found on Maker Online. I like this accessory because it has this lip here. And over on this side of the printer are some vents. I didn't want to, somebody in another video pointed out that they could get covered up. So as you can see, that keeps it spaced away so it doesn't get blocked. Now on the printer, in its memory, there is a poop bucket file on the printer that you can print. As you can see, I printed in the same Anycubic blue silk. It goes right here, but as you can see, it is literally ginormous compared to this. And what they've done is they put this big tall side on it to catch the poop deflection. The only problem is this could go all the way up here. The print head can be all the way up here, so it's going to shoot across the top. This is attached to the print head, so no matter where the axis goes, where the gantry goes, it will deflect down into this bucket, which I could use this bucket, but as you can see, can you see? It is touching the side of the printer, so theoretically it could be blocking those vents. We're going to go with the small one. Probably just end up tossing this in the trash. But it's a feature-packed printer. I think if you're new to 3D printing, you're looking to save money, you want to have color capability and save a lot of money, the Anycubic Kobra X, I think, is a solid choice. I will continue to monitor the reliability and the quality of this as I put more hours on it. And as the title of this video indicates, I got this one for $199. I just looked on the Anycubic store. They're $349 brand new from Anycubic. But this one was on eBay. It's a refurbished unit, but it comes directly from Anycubic with a factory warranty. And it looks brand new. And it's set up like brand new and is operated so far like it's been a brand new printer. So I feel pretty confident or pretty happy that I saved $150. Right now they are on back order. They don't have any more. I don't know if they'll ever have any more, but I'll post the link down below so you can refresh it and update and look at it time to time to see if they stock any more of these. But let's get into the print time and waste filament comparison between Kobra S1 Deadpool and Kobra X Deadpool. I think we're all going to be, I don't know, surprised, pleasantly surprised, impressed. I know I was really impressed. I've really enjoyed printing with the Kobra S1, but color printing does extend your print times greatly and generate a tremendous amount of waste. And the Kobra X, well, you're going to have to keep watching to see the results. And I can't really tell much of a difference in the print quality, but what you can tell the difference in and why I am so high on this printer, this big ass poop bucket is all the poop that the Kobra S1, which is over my right shoulder, generated. So one thing to notice, the prime towers, whoops, they look a little bit different inside, but they're virtually the same. They're the same size, probably weigh the same. We're going to weigh all this filament, but this thing took 16 hours and created all of this poop to print little Deadpool. The Kobra X, that's still a kind of large pile of poop, but it's a lot smaller than that, and I'm going to get a scale and we're gonna weigh it and see how much poop. Little Deadpool took 5 hours, 26 minutes, 33 seconds, and 98.59 grams of filament on the Kobra X. Let me take you in close so you can see that for yourself. So there it is, 5 hours, 26 minutes, 33 seconds, 98.59 grams of filament. Okay, let's look at the Kobra S1. You see I've got some of the spirals to do another filament test, but that's for another day. It took 16 hours and 38 minutes and 186.1 grams of filament. Okay, we've got the scale set up. Here is the poop bucket and poop and prime tower from the Kobra S1. 406 grams of filament plus poop bucket, so let's dump. So the empty poop bucket weighs 208 grams. So we'll make note of that. Now, we will take Kobra X pile of poop and purge tower. 280 grams of poop, quite a bit less than the Kobra S1. All right, that was pretty amazing, right? I mean, we're talking 3-time reduction in print time and quite a bit of reduction in the amount of waste filament. It's pretty amazing. And I believe currently, if you go on Anycubic's website, the Kobra S1 Combo with the Ace Pro is $399 on sale, I believe, right now. And the Kobra X is $349. And again, keep checking YouTube if you want to try to take advantage and find a refurbished unit for $199. I'll be honest, I think I like this printer so much I might look at selling my S1 Combo, even though it has 2 Ace Pros, so it can technically do 8 colors. I could buy an Ace Pro 2, the newer version, and hook up to this, and then it would have 7 colors because it takes the output of the 4 colors from the Ace Pro and feeds it into one of these. As always, if you find anything in this video creates a question, drop a comment below. I love to get comments. I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. So I'll put a video up here for the unboxing and setup that I did just a few weeks ago when I got this refurbished $199 Kobra X. Thanks for watching.
Sometimes I get...
Booyah!